Today in the news, Intel changes the game, Nvidia is still taking shots, and Valve goes solo. What's up guys, I'm Snows and this is your boot sequence. Let's get started with Intel. According to sources at WCCF Tech, Intel's Xe GPU technology has been leaked and it's pretty amazing. Just like AMD's Threadripper and now Ryzen 3000 series, Intel will make use of multi-chip modules to double the power of their GPUs. In fact, the E in Xe actually is a representation of the number of GPUs on the socket. And all of that tech will land on June 31st of 2020. Oh, yep, that was just an April Fool's joke from WCCF Tech, but it almost got me until I realized that the 31st of June doesn't exist. That moment when you can't distinguish WCCF Tech news to their April Fool's joke. The concept is sound though, and AMD has thought of using it for Navi, but they didn't know if that would be useful for gaming since each chip would be seen as an individual card. Anyways, good job WCCF Tech, that was a good one. Moving on, it looks like Valve is ready to VR on its own. After partnering up with HTC for most of their VR gear, some rumors were surfacing of a Valve-only headset. Well, late last week, they announced the Valve Index. We don't have much info on it, but from what we can see on the picture, it will make use of two cameras at the front. Not only that, but it looks identical to the leaks that we saw last year of a Valve headset prototype. These prototypes were said to have a 135-degree field of view, which is the highest of the current VR headsets on the market, and a resolution of 1440 by 1600 per eye, which is equivalent to a Vive Pro and much higher than any Oculus offerings. It looks like it might have inside-out tracking, but with only two cameras, I don't think it'll be that great. Ars Technica did boost up the brightness of the image and found 6 faint dots on the bottom of the headset, possibly for a more advanced type of motion tracking. The exciting thing though is that this headset might come bundled with a Half-Life VR game. It's not Half-Life 3, I mean probably not, but it's still a Half-Life game. Release date for this headset should be in May this year. Then in tech beefs, it looks like Nvidia keeps taking shots at AMD and AMD just keeps taking it. During Nvidia's GPU technology conference, Jensen leather jacket Huang said that the company's current generation Turing graphics cards are already competitive with 7nm products. He then added that if we look at Turing, the energy efficiency is so good, even compared to somebody else's 7nm. I mean, clearly this was a shot at AMD, but he's not wrong. AMD's current offerings in 7nm graphics is the Radeon VII, and while it has its advantages, it still falls short of Nvidia's 12nm offerings. It's true that AMD jumps the gun in process manufacturing, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. They went for pretty much the smallest node both in CPUs and GPUs, and guess what? At least they did it. At this point, AMD has the advantage of having worked with such small lithography and will be one step ahead in optimizing it. If I was Nvidia, I'd take Intel as a cautionary tale. I mean, their 10nm was supposed to come out back in late 2016 and we still haven't seen it in our mainstream PCs. Maybe Nvidia is going to get stuck too. Plus, with Intel in the mix, you gotta be careful with that attitude. In gaming news, it looks like Bethesda is going to be pretty shy at E3 this year. Their two next big RPGs, The Elder Scrolls VI and Starfield, which were featured at E3 last year, will not make an appearance this year as confirmed by Todd Howard at PAX East. We also now know that The Elder Scrolls VI will actually release after Starfield. A new set of engine tech will be featured in Starfield, and the second version of that engine will then appear for Elder Scrolls. With Bethesda's usual development cycle, we probably won't see those games at least until the next gen consoles arrive, which probably means about 1.5 to 2 years. By the way, Skyrim Grandma will make a cameo in The Elder Scrolls VI. Neat. Lastly, let's round up some of the April Fools of today. Besides the WCCF Tech article, Nvidia has a holographic assistant video that was pretty neat. Razer has the Razer Ping system, which is a pretty cool reference to Apex Legends, and Google has Google Tulip, an interface for you to communicate with your plants. That last one is really funny, you should check it out.
It's so great not to have a one-way relationship with the tubes anymore.
What is the meaning of my existence?
If you find other cool ones, let me know down below. And that is pretty much it for the news today, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Drop a like if you liked it, a comment if you want to talk about today's stories. As usual, you can click right here to see the latest video, right here to subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. Stay frosty, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I hurt my leg. I don't know how.